Hi, it's Terry Gaines. I'm going to give you some assembly tips on creating a gift card holder out of a strip of cardstock that is 3 inches by 11. It is a super easy gift card holder to make, and you can decorate it as simple as you would like or as elaborate as you would like. So to start out, we need the 3 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. I'm using shaded spruce, and this needs to be scored at 2 places. I'm going to bring in the Simply Scoring tool, place the cardstock in the corner here, and use the stylus, the larger end of the stylus, and it needs to be scored at 3 3/4 and 7 1/2. So that's the only places we need to score the cardstock. The next thing I'm going to do is create the opening for the gift card. The punch I'm going to use is the Classic Label Punch, and I'm going to punch on the far right side. I'm just going to let you know that the first panel and the middle panel are the same width, and the right panel is slightly smaller, and I designed it that way so it would not add bulk if it was right up to the crease. So it's the smaller panel, or the 11-inch side, that needs to be punched. What I do is I place the cardstock all the way, rest it all the way into the punch, use my finger to make sure that I feel the cardstock, it's flush with the punch, and punch this out. Then I'm going to move it over and use my finger to feel that it's flush, and again all the way to the bottom, and just punching out about 1/8 of an inch, but that's what you need to do to make enough width for a gift card. You only need 1 piece of adhesive, a strip of adhesive right here, and I would suggest the tear and tape. The tear and tape is a strong adhesive. It will hold that cardstock. Anytime you change the shape of your cardstock, it wants to naturally go back to its original shape. So if you use the tear and tape, that works really well. And I'm going to peel the backing off. And this actually gets placed right down. I'm just going to get those lined up right like that. And that's as simple as the gift card holder is, the mechanics of it. So you might be wondering that, does it need more adhesive? Will it fall out the bottom or the top? It cannot, it will not reach over there, so you don't need to put any more adhesive. So I'm going to share how I decorated this gift card holder. Whoops, need to keep this in here. So for the, we'll start with the inside panel. The inside panel, I'm going to actually go reversed here, is with a piece of Whisper White cardstock that's 2 1/4 by 3. I stamped a sentiment on here, and it is part of the Merry Christmas stamp that's on the front. I'm just going to quick show you what I did with this. I used the Itty Bitty Christmas set, and it's all one stamp. So what I did was I separated it, and I actually cut it apart with my paper snips. And when you do that, it's like a puzzle piece. You can always put it back together to have your original stamp. When you cut around the Y, you kind of create a little divot, which is a perfect puzzle piece, so you know you're getting it back right into the same spot to use it as a whole stamp. But I like to use it as separate stamps. So I stamped the "and a Happy New Year," and then I put a strip of designer series paper. It can just be a scrap piece. It just adds a little bit of color to that. And we'll just do the inside first. So this is going to be the inside. This is where you can sign the card. And then on the outside, I'm using the Wrapped in Plaid designer series paper. It's got a little gold embellishment to it, so the gold foil is perfect to add as a layer. And what I like to do is run this through a textured folders, especially when you have a piece of foil paper that's got some scratches on it or bent up a little bit. When you run it through your folders, it kind of camouflages all of those scars and scratches. So I'm using the subtle folder. Just place that in here, run it through your machine, and it will come out absolutely beautiful. The designer series paper, so this gold foil is 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. The designer series paper is 2 1/2 by 3 1/4, and it's going to be placed on the front. Nobody's going to see the inside between here, so that's a perfect place to punch out the tree. I'm going to use the tree punch. Just let it rest all the way down. Make sure it's even here. Punch out the tree. And as I mentioned, nobody's going to notice it's even missing. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Snail adhesive to adhere my designer series paper first. I always start with the smaller pieces and work to the larger. So I'm going to watch opposite corners, make sure I got equal on all 4 sides. Then adhere the next layer to the front of the gift card holder. Just watch the sides and get equal spacing, and there we have that. So now what I'm going to do is attach this tree, and I just felt it needed an extra layer, and cardstock vellum is a perfect layer to add to a card if you just need a little subtle addition. So I'm using a scrap piece of cardstock vellum, a 2-inch circle punch, and I'm going to place that down and my tree will go on top of it. When you adhere vellum, you can see the adhesive through the vellum. So I'm just going to put a strip right in the middle, place that down, and the tree will cover that up. I'm going to use mini dimensionals to adhere the tree, and they're perfect because they get into the small crevices of images. To save some time, I've got the mini glue dots on the back of that already. Not glue dots, mini dimensionals. I caught that, oops. So my videos are unedited, so I might have misspoken words. So sometimes I catch them, sometimes I don't. So I do apologize if there are any. But I'm going to pop off the backings of this, and this will go right over that vellum circle. Just adds a little bit more there. Now the Merry Christmas we've already talked about. That's from the Itty Bitty Christmas set. What I like about having the Merry Christmas all by itself, I can stamp it, line up the Classic Label Punch, punch this out, and then I can take some mini glue dots. Oh, I called them mini glue dots again. They are mini dimensionals. They're the perfect size to attach this. So I'm going to put 3. I'm going to put 1 in each end, 1 in the middle, take off the backings, and they are really sticky. They're perfect for adhering images to your projects. So I'm going to place this just below the tree and place it like so. The last thing I'm going to do is embellish the tree with some rhinestones and some pearls. We have some metallic gold pearls that come with silver. You get both of them. And these are the Holiday Rhinestone Basics. There's 5 different colors. And I'm going to actually use this take your pick tool. It's got a putty on the end. And I'm going to pick up the pearls. I just started using this and I'm like, why have I waited so long to use this? I usually use the paper snips to pick these up. But when you use it, if they won't pick up right away, just slide it a little bit. So these Holiday Rhinestone pearls, or Holiday Rhinestones, come in 5 different colors. One of the colors is Shaded Spruce. And next to it we have Pool Party, which is just a perfect color to add as another accent color here. So embellish this as much as you want, add as many rhinestones and pearls, and that's how I embellish this easy gift card holder. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you found me via YouTube, look in the comments section for a direct link to my blog post, where you'll find the supply list, measurements, and instructions for this project. There'll be a PDF tutorial you can download. I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the red box underneath the video. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed creating this project with me.